Nintendo Switch 2 is officially here. They do this shadow drop to just shut down all the doubters, haters, everything, all the leaks, and just to really bring this to a conclusion. They gave us this cool, kind of like nonchalant type trailer, and it's been amazing, right? It wasn't really a loud flex. It was just like, hey, Switch 2 is here. Nintendo Direct being confirmed right after in April 2nd. So maybe we get pre-orders at that time. If that's happening, that's going to be so great. Nintendo, a lot of plans going on with the magnetic Joy-Cons, and then just cosmetically not a massive thing unless you really know Nintendo and had a Switch. You know the differences in there, but the major differences we really want to look into are going to be those software things. So hopefully at Direct they really do cover that. But there is a lot of fun stuff. I think one thing cosmetically I want to talk about, of course, is the trailer we actually get, or not trailer, but like teaser, which is Mario Kart. If it's going to be called Mario Kart 9, we don't know, but we see the artwork is really different. Some things are very, very different than Mario Kart. It goes back more towards the OG type of art style, and some people, it's a split decision with that, because I don't know if everybody really is going to enjoy these OG ones. I, for one, have played the very first Nintendo, hashtag oldest, but it is still cool to see it reminisce on that. I'm not too sure how much I will enjoy the OG artwork coming around again, because I like the way Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looks. It's a fantastic looking game, no matter how old that game is now and how old the Switch console is now, right? 7 years, maybe 8 years now. So it is cool. This was a trailer that a lot of us were waiting on. There was a lot of doubt in the air about Switch 2, and so there is very, very cool things now. Now that it's all been kind of shut down in terms of rumors and stuff, what can we be looking forward to? Well, we do know that Switch 2 is gonna have this Microsoft deal. I believe I saw that online. I don't know if it's like a 10-year deal or something like that. So we are getting Halo. We are gonna get other things. The exclusivity routes are now starting to really kind of slither away. Like we don't know what exclusivity is, right? We have Final Fantasy from PlayStation going to PC now, and so I just cannot wait for what's bound to be happening, right? We see the Joy-Cons with a mouse effect now, and I know a lot of people are thinking like all types of other games, especially strategic games, strategy games, but what I'm thinking is Super Mario Maker 3, maybe you can do things with that, it being some type of mouse aspect. How can this really level up gaming now in totality? That's gonna be pretty cool too, because the mouse is being shown, like at least the Joy-Con being a mouse, super dope. Magnetic Joy-Con, super dope. And just the overall, like the way it looks is real sleek. In my opinion, Nintendo has this definite stigma of always being for like little kids, younger kids. I feel this Switch 2 coming around looks far more mature now. It looks a lot different, and I think they learned a lot from some of the shortcomings and how far it can really be utilized in terms of processing power, CPU, of course, graphics. This is to be known, at least rumored, to be as strong as the Steam Deck, or at least docked be as strong as the Steam Deck. Some people are saying up to PS4 type aspects. Either way, this is gonna be a solid thing. The reason why I feel it's gonna be way more mature, just because the way it looks, it has way more of a sleek appeal. I think that with all these crossover routes now, with the Microsoft deal and everything, I feel we're gonna get much more amount of games. We're gonna have a larger library of games, so that's also gonna be pretty cool. So that's gonna be something I really enjoy. But I think just the overall, it being a lot larger now, and now you're looking into, of course, comparisons to a Steam Deck onward, and I feel that that's gonna be something that we always need. Switch 2 has been Nintendo in general. This will be, I mean, it just passed up the records, right? So we need to talk about that. It passed up the records of, you know, PlayStation 2, and we need to talk about what else is in store for us now with Nintendo. And I feel that Nintendo is going to go even further than Switch 1. The reason why, because it's going to be much more legitimate and understood that it could be a home console and it could be a handheld respectable console now, or a handheld, respectable console. Like it's a handheld thing, that because a lot of handhelds, at least up until these times, weren't as respectable, still not as respectable. A great example is like Quest, like the way Quest is in virtual reality too. I have a Quest 3 right here. Like I'll show you right here. Like Quest is in virtual reality. It's not seen as fully respectable as PC VR, but it's getting there. When you see a game like Batman, that's when like something is really dope. So this Nintendo Switch 2 now, I feel is gonna really get that nod of like, yes, respectable handheld, yes, respectable as a home-based console. So people are gonna be multitude of this. Will we get a Switch 2 Lite? Will we get a Switch 2 Pro? I don't know. Right, they can go either route now. With Switch 1, they obviously made it much more affordable. Then gave us the OLED later. And with Switch 2, now they can go any route. It's like, do we want to make it a little bit more affordable? Maybe take away a few things, or just take away the whole docking system all over again? Or do we want to do something different and make like a Switch 2 Pro and try to take it even further? So that's going to be really interesting. Also, especially how fast technology advances. Switch 1 came out a long time ago. So we know, like, oh shit, like you know what I mean? It came out so long ago that technology, how fast that advanced, especially now post-pandemic and everything, technology has gotten 10 times better. So now when we see this, we're like, oh, they could really take this to a high level, and I'm so excited for that. We for sure know Mario Kart's got to be coming around. Let's talk about like some games we think that will be coming around on a Switch 2. We see the Mario Kart new essence of it, probably a Mario Kart 9, or maybe they're taking it all the way back and maybe just restructuring Mario Kart. A lot of games have been doing that in recent times. They just go all the way back to just calling it its OG name again. So we might just get something called Mario Kart, or it might actually be Mario Kart 9. We don't know. It's been around for so long. We just got Super Mario Party Jamboree. Oh, it's also backwards compatible. That's a huge thing that nobody talks about, right? I mean, at least that I didn't cover yet. And a lot of people are not really raving about. It is backwards compatible. It did say with most games, though. So we don't know what games are not going to be backwards compatible. Probably the ones further on down the line, but yeah, we'll have to see a Nintendo Direct again. There's not too much to talk about aside from the reveal just being a straight up badass in itself. But I know Mario Kart for sure. We just got Super Mario Party Jamboree, so we're not gonna get a Mario Party anytime soon. Super Mario Maker could be in the works. I don't know, maybe something like that. Just because I think we're getting another like Mario open world, probably maybe a Galaxy or another Odyssey type. I think that's possible. We obviously have Metroid Prime 4. Let's see what else we do have. There's a couple of other games confirmed that I know I'm excited for Metroid to be seen on that Switch 2 though, for a fact. And then I'm also excited for Mario Kart just to see those graphics. I want to see those specs so bad. So I don't know. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head of what I think would be dope. And I think something like a spin-off Mario game also would be pretty fire. Maybe an additional Zelda game, something remade, or a Donkey Kong 64 type remake. Because we all know what happened with open world with Scarlet Violet. So having an open world like Donkey Kong 64, maybe we can get it structured in this Switch 2. We might get that remastered because we got Donkey Kong Country Returns HD also, and also thanks to the Super Mario Bros. Movie and everything like that. There's a lot of branding in there that they can possibly utilize to really keep Donkey Kong afloat, and I think that's going to be one of the possibilities for sure. Any other 2D platforms, I think a lot of Metroidvania games are gonna be coming around for sure, but I'm definitely gonna put all my options. Smash, that's gonna be a great question. Smash is another one, right? Like, are we gonna get a Super Smash Brothers that is a continuation, or are we gonna start fresh again, call that Super Smash? There's a lot of ways they can go in relaunching the whole structure of Nintendo, especially if it's going like an exclusive dope route that's like higher than ever, that could possibly be the best handheld to be ever created in ever, at least up into this era. And by far, it already looks like that. Just the way it looks, it already looks like that, man. So, and battery life, we got to see like how long that's dependent on. Are we gonna get a fasting charge, right? Because technology has advanced so much. You can charge things so fast now. You can do everything so fast now. So maybe faster charges. That'd be so cool. Like you getting Joy-Cons with a mouse. I think we should get way faster charges now. Processing power should be just through the roof when you're docking. Maybe even more frames than we're just doing handheld on its own, like a standalone handheld. Lots of great stuff, man. But I am excited for Metroid for sure. Mario's like a Mario open world type scenario. Then also, of course, Smash, Mario Kart, all your head honcho titles. Donkey Kong 64 would be awesome for me. Possibly another Zelda. I would like that. Oh, Pokemon Legends, right? The new Pokemon Legends that's coming out. What is it? ZY? That's gonna be super cool. Pokemon Legends ZY. That's gonna be super cool, man. Because I think Arceus was fire, right? And if they can really get what they learned from Scarlet Violet, get what they're learning from Power World, because we all know how that's going on, and then we get the actual Pokemon like Legends, like XY, and then really just implement everything and get a cool overall open world freedom type Pokemon game. Maybe bring back some type of aspect of the traditional gym badges, but maybe in its own cool route, right? Kind of have multiple scenarios, right? Kind of like how RPGs really play all the time, like Witcher type scenarios or Red Dead. Just kind of just choosing your base route of what you want to do at your pace, or like an Elder Ring. There's a lot of cool stuff like that. And speaking of Witcher 3, I mean, the Witcher 4 is coming around, so will that get a Switch 4? I don't know. I also want to see what new gen games are gonna actually be on this Switch, right? Witcher 4 is coming around. Can we get that? So it's gonna be really interesting, right? Like Doom games like Dark Ages, can that actually work on this Switch 2? A lot of possibilities of what's going on. Streaming a Switch 2, would it be a little bit more seamless nowadays, or do we have to continuously keep it docked, continuously do all these different things to it? So I think the dock scenario is always going to be like that, but hopefully they simplify that process too for people that want to stream Switch 2 a lot more often. But if they have pre-orders in that April, that's my birthday month, I'm definitely getting it. The reveal is cool. Can't wait for the games. Can't wait for everything. This was just kind of my reaction and everything, so I do appreciate y'all dropping your comments and subscribing. We're gonna have a lot of fun stuff coming around, man. Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts. I appreciate y'all. Peace.